At 5 Eyewitness News, you told us that fraud and wasted money are important to you, and that's why we're going after it. I'm Kevin Dorn, and every day 5 Eyewitness News is following the money in your neighborhood, asking the tough questions, looking out for you, and uncovering fraud with your tax dollars. We're listening, and we're working hard to protect your money. Watch and see the difference on 5 Eyewitness News.
Hey, Garage Logic fans, Mishki here, slipping in ever so briefly to mention that I have a podcast that comes out every Wednesday and every Friday, twice a week now. The show is pretty much about everything you care about and are interested in and need in your life and want to know more about. I tailored the darn thing specifically to your liking. I tailored it to your loves, to your true passions. That took a long time. I'm spent. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely wasted.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1653, November 4th, 2025. We could only muster a 74 for a record high on this day. That was on two occasions, 1975 and 2020. And it was 3 below as we were still wrestling with the effects of the 1991 Halloween blizzard. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
Hail you! And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Well, I don't even know if we'll have any election results for mayor in either town by tonight. With ranked choice voting, it can often take a few days to figure out who it was.
I'd like to know the night of.
I found the turnout at my polling place low this morning. It was just in and out, bing, bang, boom.
How early? Before 8? Close to?
About 10 after 8.
What was your number on the ticker? Do you see? Or?
I didn't have a number.
Okay.
I didn't. I just.
Well, when you put your ballot in, it'll say 17.
I'm sorry, I did not notice that number.
Got it. I thought you knew everything about voting.
I bet it would have been more than 17.
Okay. I'm voting tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to make a round. I'm going to vote Minneapolis, St. Paul, probably swing down to Eagan.
I voted a month ago. I just wrote it down on a legal pad and sent it in.
That's all you need.
Set it there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be fascinating to see what happens.
Kenny, I hope your prediction is right, though. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Jacob easily wins this one.
Well, will it be contested?
No.
If Jacob wins, of course it will.
The Fateh crowd won't take that lightly.
No.
Well, they're crooks and thieves.
Right, and they won't take it in stride. There'll be a dust up. There'll be a to-do.
Here's a cookie. Go away.
Yeah.
So has Omar been fighting for us as a state representative while he's running for mayor?
No.
Oh, he hasn't been.
Can you play the audio of a white middle-aged couple leaving the polling place in New York this morning?
Let's head to New York, shall we?
Set this up. What side of New York? Because we listened to this beforehand, and I thought Upper East Side. These people seem like they're delightfully out of touch.
Kenny, I'm going to guess just based upon where they are, the polling place that they're leaving, I'm going to guess they're in the Manhattan area based upon like the buildings behind them and things like that.
Yeah, Upper East Side.
So
Upper West Side? Joe?
Based on listening to this couple, I think they live in a comfortable part of New York.
Yeah, I would guess they look to be in their, I was going to say, mid-60s. And they were asked after leaving the polling place why they decided to support Zoran Mamdani.
I know he's controversial for some. They're saying that it'll force millionaires to go out of the city and they're paying the majority of the tax. What do you say to those people?
I think that's baloney.
I think millionaires tend to not pay taxes, don't they? They tend to avoid paying taxes that perhaps you or I could not successfully do.
And what about the government-run grocery stores? Do you think that that's a model that could work?
Yes.
And
I
why?
think there's too many hungry people and too many potatoes here that are $5 a pound.
Yeah, you got to lower the prices. Is there anything else about Zoran that gets you excited about him?
I'm excited that he gets young people excited, and I'm excited to see people standing in line, hopefully, to vote for something new.
And last thing, the number one comment I get on some of my videos is that socialism doesn't work. It's been tried many times. Why do you think it'll work?
This isn't socialism he's talking about, social democracy. You know, government should work to encourage people to thrive and be successful. Everybody thrive. It shouldn't be a matter of it should be equality, not supremacy. It should be a matter of bringing everybody up and not just having a few people with entirely too much money and too much decision.
Well, can I break that down?
Check it out now.
First of all, millionaires do pay taxes.
Yep.
They pay more taxes than this knucklehead.
The vast majority of the taxes, if I'm not mistaken.
Two, I'll address his last point. Two, it should not be the government's role to have you either succeed or not succeed. That's your problem. It's not the government's problem. But he seemed fully capable, the husband there, if in fact they were a married couple. The husband seems fully embracing of the idea that it's the government that's picking winners and losers.
I wish he would have followed up the answer by pushing them and saying, cite me an example of where the government doesn't want someone to succeed.
Right. And the grocery store.
I looked that up, Joe.
Yeah.
The price of $5 per pound for potatoes is unheard of. It's 78 cents.
I was just going to say, I was there buying potatoes last night, and even in New York, they couldn't do that.
I specifically looked up New York City, 78 cents per pound.
Well, that and the idea of a city-run grocery store is preposterous on the face of it, because it's just going to be too difficult for them. Plus, her answer was a little bit odd. She said, we need a city-run grocery store because there's lots of hungry people.
Of course.
Well, that makes the presumption, lady, that the hungry people are going to go into the city-run grocery store and get the food for free. Well, there is no such thing as free, so, lady, you and your husband will be paying for the food. It's the only way I can see how it will work.
Once the government shutdown happened and we were exposed to just how much we're paying for this EBT program, how has every single person in this country's eyes not been open to this?
Exactly. And as far as millionaires and taxes, well, we have a progressive tax system. So the more you make, the more taxes you pay.
Right.
So those comments, I've now heard them twice. I have more questions about these two than I do about what they were saying, because what they were saying sounds to me like they're completely uninformed and they might not even do their own shopping.
Right.
So I'm going to say Upper West Side.
Kenny, do you know what it told me as well? The gaslighting works.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you say it, it's true. Yeah, whether it is or not.
I'm going to gaze into my crystal ball.
Oh, here we go.
If Mom Donnie wins, if Omar Fateh wins, if socialism does take root in this country, I think it would be fated, F-A-T-E-D, to be of the cruel variety. I'll get to that. I'll get back to that in a moment. I think what a lot of these euphorians and people in liberal lakes think, they think, well, let's just be like Norway or Denmark. Well, those are countries about the size of Montana, and they don't have the numbers of people we have. I think what socialism could result in this country, now I'm just gazing through the crystal ball, would be a dogfight. I think it would be everyone scrambling to survive. And I think what would happen would be the truly elite people in the country, the very wealthy, none of us, I'm talking about the very wealthy, will end up living basically, they'll be creating their own third rails. They'll have their own police force. They'll have their own grocery stores, and they will be living behind walls.
Guarded walls, yes.
Gates.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be true whether it's L.A. or Omaha or Bismarck or Madison or Cleveland, wherever. The truly, truly wealthy, that doesn't include any of us, are going to have their lives. I mean, that still exists, for example, in Venezuela, which has been completely destroyed by Maduro. But when you say completely destroyed, it's been completely destroyed for most of the people. The elite still live on top of the hill and have gates and swimming pools and tennis courts and food. That's going to happen here. And the rest of us going to be pretty much on our own because city-run government grocery stores won't work. There won't be enough money to do what they want to do. And for all I know, the elite, the truly wealthy, maybe even the truly wealthy would just leave and go to a different country. I don't know.
We're talking Gilded Age generation,
yes,
where there's them and then some of us work for them, but most of us are just dirt poor.
Right. That's in the short version. That's the only result I can see coming from this shift towards socialism. It's more of a Marxism than socialism. And this husband, if he in fact was the husband, he thinks he's got it figured out by saying, well, this isn't socialism, this is social democracy. It's a difference without a distinction. There's no difference. In this country, it would not make a difference. This country is too big. It's too vast. There are too many people. You can't pull off Norway here. You can't pull off Denmark. You can't even pull off Germany. There's too many people here. And it's not. That's why capitalism has worked for so long, because we catered to it, or capitalism catered to this mass of us. It worked. But this guy has come to believe, this guy we just heard on the tape, he's come to believe that he's forgotten that, and he's come to the belief where it's the government who should determine your rise and fall. It's the government who should be rooting for everybody. Well, like Rook said, I don't think there's show me a government that's in this country that would come right out and say, we're not rooting for you to succeed. That doesn't happen. So I think what we're destined to see is, if these guys win, they might not win. Mamdani might not win. Fateh might not win. But that doesn't mean they're done. They're invested in this. They're going to keep trying. And they're going to keep, we're going to keep turning out more DSA candidates because people don't want to be responsible for their own outcomes. They would just as soon be absolved of that. They'd just soon be relieved of that. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to have to make enough money to buy a house. I don't want to have to make enough money to worry about sending kids to school. I'm tired. I don't want to do any of that. And they're all young who think this. They haven't even experienced anything yet, but they've been sold. The failed academy cannot be ruled out as a great training ground for this ideology. What do you have?
It would cost $700 million a year to make the slowest buses in the country fast and free.
I don't know who you quoted.
That's Mamdani.
Oh.
Everybody.
So he wants to spend the $700 million?
Of course, Joe. Why do you not want people to get around for free?
In this country, there is no such thing as free.
But he just said there was.
Somebody has to pay the $700 million for his free buses.
Oh, that's how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, what about free health care?
Somebody has to pay for that.
Oh,
keep in mind in Minneapolis, with all the loss of business revenue and taxes from the quick departure of these businesses from downtown, who's taking up the slack tax-wise?
The property owners,
The
homeowner.
blue collar folks
Right.
in Minneapolis.
So what?
Yeah, that's who's paying for that.
Here's what socialism would result in. Another crystal ball observation. The official end of the American middle class.
Oh, 100%.
The official end.
Yes.
I think it's already on the way.
I
You
know
can't-
it's taking a big hit, and the middle class in this country is struggling. But I think it would be the complete end of it. There would I think there will only be the people behind the gates and all the rest of us. That's how I would see it happening.
Was it yesterday or today in the Star Tribune saying you can't buy a house in Minneapolis for less than $300,000?
I'm sure that's true.
I think it was yesterday. And they were decrying that. And that to me is the death of the American dream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is far back, I think it was 97. We paid $72,500 for a house in South Minneapolis. And I think tripled it when we sold it. Maybe tripled it, close to.
The likes of Mamdani and Fateh, both of whom have never achieved anything measurable for achievement, the likes of them ascending can only tell you logically that they're appealing to people who don't mind surrendering their freedom in order to be taken care of.
Yeah. Yep.
In the latest Quinnipiac poll, that's reputable, I would assume.
I think it is.
Mamdani has a commanding lead of 43%.
That's in a poll, though. Those aren't election results.
This is updated 9 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
Cuomo's at 33%, and Curtis, is it Sliwa? Sliwa is at 14%.
Or is it Silwa?
No, Sliwa, Guardian
No, it's
Angels.
the angel guy.
Wasn't he here? Wasn't he?
For a while.
Yeah, he was in
he started the
Minneapolis.
Guardian Angels in the Twin Cities.
Mamdani was also interviewed yesterday on MSNBC, and he, in addition to proposing free community-run grocery stores, free buses, also a $30 an hour minimum wage.
Okay, let's talk about the minimum wage.
Here we go.
Because to socialists, it doesn't make any difference what they set it at, because they're not grounded in reality of the marketplace.
You said it there.
So, for example, Omar Fateh, if he wins, he wants a $20 an hour minimum wage.
Yes, sir.
Well, if they're smart enough to know, how do I phrase this? The $20 an hour minimum wage is devastating to this country. The statistics out of California show that when California adopted, I'm reading from the American Experiment, when California adopted a $20 minimum wage for fast food jobs in April of 2024, California lost 18,000 jobs.
Yep.
Because you just can't make it work in a marketplace. So, but they always, now 20. So why hasn't Fateh said, I want it to be 40?
Right. Why is his number there?
Okay, well, his number's at 20 because he thinks he can get away with 20, which tells me he's smart enough to know he can't get away with 40, which tells me he's smart enough to know that he's taking a big risk at 20.
Do you know what the minimum wage is right now in Minnesota?
It's 15, isn't
15, I thought.
$11.13 statewide.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
Minneapolis 15, though, Ken, or is that?
I'm looking at Minnesota.
Okay.
I have not looked at Minneapolis.
Okay.
I didn't know. Here we go. Yeah, $15.97, correct. Minneapolis and St. Paul.
And we can no longer get away with the idea that these aren't supposed to be careers. These are gateway drugs. These are just go get a paycheck and they hope you go to school and you move on to something else. That paradigm, that model has been shattered by the DSA. They don't look at it that way. They think that the oppressive corporation owner owns McDonald's, and it's unfair that you should work there and not have a suitable living, so you too can live and do what you want.
That's not what the minimum wage is for.
But that argument's gone. They'll argue till they'll die that that's what it should be though, because the people who work there, by virtue of working there, are merely oppressed people.
It's a foot in the door wage. It's a job you take for a few months to gain work experience and have time to craft that resume, get those lies down in that resume so you can get a real job.
Yeah.
It's also
50 years ago, that's what it was.
It's also a wage you get if the majority of your income is made on tips. Mm-hmm. They often pay them minimum wage. And then, go ahead.
Well, but why isn't he going for, apparently you're telling me Mom Donnie wants $30 an hour?
Yes, sir.
Well, but Omar's at 20. I've often said, why do you people just limit it at 20? I mean, if you're going to go down this road, why don't you make it 40? Well, they even realize there's a line too far they can't cross because it won't work. Well, why does he think 20 would work? Because it won't. It won't work.
Well, what's going to happen? So your minimum wage shop is going to raise the prices. The customers are going to see the rise in prices.
Right.
They're not going to show up. Shop closes. Mr. or Mrs. Minimum Wage loses his or her job.
But do you see what they've done, though, over the years? It was the equivalent of gaslighting. We need to raise the minimum. It's the union trick. Now, instead of working from 9, they're working from 11. Then it's going to be 15.
What is... I don't eat fast food, much to my credit. Very rarely.
Okay.
So I don't go to McDonald's.
It's become incredibly expensive.
Is it expensive to get a meal at McDonald's?
More than it was 5 years ago, yes.
Well, part
Give me
of
a
that's...
number. Like what?
Okay, I'll put it this way. I took the boys out because it was William's birthday on Saturday, and I didn't buy anything for myself, just for those two. And it was $24 for 2 kids to eat at a fast food. And I'm not...
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
Plug in any one.
It seems $10, $12 too high.
Yeah, that's what I
Into
thought.
the shack.
But if you do this enough... Well, first of all, if you do this enough, there won't be any fast food places.
Okay,
Government-run fast food.
But fast food places are realizing this, and they're stepping over each other to run at least specials where there is some affordable food. Yep. Other industries don't do that.
And tell me this, how will the city-owned grocery store be priced?
Where are they getting their stuff from? Is it all going to be organic?
Are they just expecting the farmer in Maine is going to be selling them blueberries, virtually giving them away so they can then sell them to the people who can't afford food?
Doesn't all food basically run through Cisco?
Pretty much around here, that's the only truck I see.
I mean, isn't the same... It's the same suppliers supplying all these grocery stores that are competing against each other.
And that's what I'm saying. If they're going to go with organic product, those are more expensive by design because they're not corporate and they're a smaller outfit. Plus, if you're bringing blueberries in from Maine, you got transportation costs. That's gas. That's labor.
There's so many ways.
Mr. Nicholson, Prof. Nicholson would be proud at the General College.
There's so many roads you can go down. For example, Cub Foods closed in the Midway.
Yes.
And then the reaction from the least diverse city council in America in St. Paul was, that's unfair. Those corporations are taking advantage, blah, blah, blah. No. The reason Cub Foods closed was because of the behavior of people.
In their own neighborhood.
In their own neighborhood. The behavior of people in and outside the store made it not sustainable for Cub to stay open. Why will the behavior be any better at a city-run grocery store?
It won't.
Of course it won't. It'll be worse.
You know, it's sad because I had to go to the dollar store today. I went on University.
What do you mean What do you mean you had to?
It was for a second stork event. I had to buy some light things that were cheap.
Whatever.
Walmart's gone. Cub Foods is gone. Herberger's is gone. There was a Sig store and the Dollar Tree, and that was it.
They're gone because of behavior issues,
not because of financial. Well,
that too.
Yeah.
And you've got no politician in place in either city that ever addresses that.
Those are 3 major stores on University.
Say, take advantage of this great day and stop by EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake / Columbus. It's right on Highway 97, immediately west of 35, because there's a great end of the season sale on all bikes, scooters, and motorcycles. It's the electric bike capital of the world, and right now electric bikes are on sale starting at $9.99. Motorcycles and scooters at their lowest price of the year for fall riding. ATVs and side-by-sides in time for fall hunting season. I think the deer season opens this coming weekend. And they've got the winter plowing equipment in stock. Yamaha and Kawasaki models in stock and ready to go out and ride. This is a great store. If you haven't been in the EcoFun, it's the most fun store you'll ever be in, with the electric bikes, the motorcycles, the scooters, the youth recreational equipment. If there's any water equipment left at this cold time of year, that's on sale. And tell them to throw in the Triton trailer. That's worth $1,000 right
Hell
there.
yeah.
It is really, really fun. And it's EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. It's on Highway 97, immediately west of the interstate, and down on Burnsville on the service road of life near County Road 42. And a great website at ecofunmotorsports.com.
What can 160 years of experience teach you about the future? When it comes to protecting what matters, Pacific Life provides life insurance, retirement income, and employee benefits for people and businesses building a more confident tomorrow. Strategies rooted in strength and backed by experience. Ask a financial professional how Pacific Life can help you today. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York. Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews all on the app. Download Thumbtack today.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
I can't help myself. I have to ask you, have you tried customroasting.net in Buffalo yet? Please give them a shot. They've been a wonderful partner here to GL this year. And because of that, we've all learned a thing or two that providing a delicious fresh cup of coffee to the masses, it's kind of somewhat of an art, from sourcing the finest beans around the globe to the amazing convection roaster that they use. And I say it's an art because roasting and selling beans, it's not as simple as you might think. All the senses, the eyes, ears, nose, they all play into the roasting process. And that's because every single coffee, every bean is a little bit different. Steven, the roaster there, he needs to be able to constantly check everything through the process. And then when that peak is achieved, the coffee goes right into a cooling tray, and then it's ready for packaging and out for delivery that quick. That means those beans don't hang out on a shelf waiting for a sale. They only roast the coffee that they have orders for currently. Head over to the website, customroasting.net. Check out the GL starter pack. We're seeing that on the screen right now. I've had all of them. Actually, a lot of us. John, I know, has had all of them too. They're really, really good. It's the starter pack there for GL. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the Italian roast. It's really good. It's a strong but mellow blend, much better than anything I've ever tasted. You're also going to find on the website, customroasting.net, the gift pack. A very easy way to shop. It's going to make the coffee lover in your life very happy. And check out the charity fundraising program at customroasting.net. Can really help out your organization with everything you need to raise money. Have yourself a wonderful cup of coffee at a reasonable price from customroasting.net.
Rents, housing prices, public safety, everything's turned on its head under socialism. I was reading in this, there's this nifty online newspaper in Minneapolis, the Minneapolis Times. And apparently Robin Wansley, I hope is defeated today, but I'm not holding my breath. She's a DSA. She might be the leading DSA member of the council. And she apparently has an agenda to, she's not letting go of the idea of completely defunding the police, which is, I wouldn't do that. From refusing to accept $15 million from the state of Minnesota for MPD compensation, the cutting of police training budget, the defunding of the mounted police unit, the attempt to cancel the ShotSpotter contract, to refusing to build or rebuild the 3rd precinct, this has been the DA's strategy. And it's exactly as it is stated in the DSA political platform. And I have that before me.
Okay.
So you keep electing the DSA candidates in Minneapolis, and you elect Omar Fateh. Here's what might happen to law enforcement. We are committed to the horizon of abolition and the path leading us there. Our demands: defund the police by rejecting any expansion to police budgets or scope of enforcement while cutting budgets annually towards zero. Fire officers with excessive force complaints and freeze new hires. Eliminate funding for police public relations campaigns. Suspend paid leave for cops while under investigation. And investment in police training or facility renovations. Remove police from all hospitals and care facilities and prohibit law enforcement access to private patient information. Repeal the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, which protects police from discipline nationwide. Well, not necessarily it does. And qualified immunity. And all police contracts with social services, care services, and government agencies providing care. Decertify police unions and associations. This is the DSA platform. No matter what they tell you, if they wish to adhere to their platform, they are police defunders.
So what are their goals there?
Their goals are that crime is merely the outgrowth of victimization and oppression, and it's time to lift that hammer off the public.
When the crime comes into the home of a DSA person, then what? When that person is robbed and beaten in their driveway or raped in their own bedroom or their house is burned down just for shits and giggles.
I guess that's the price they pay for their platform.
That's okay then?
No,
you're now without a home and your wife just got raped and your kids have been killed? That's okay?
Okay. Now, we've had the precedent for this.
Yes, we have. And that person dropped off the face of the planet.
That person has disappeared. She was the mom of a couple kids. She was a DFL operative behind the scenes.
Yep.
For all I know, DSA. I don't know that. But this was about 2 years ago. You'll recall
loud
that.
with the defunding movement. Very loud.
And she got attacked, carjacked. I think she was hit, And
in her driveway.
I
Joe.
don't know what happened to her. She would never come on with it. She'd never comment. If you could get on the computer and find her name, she had a very interesting name. I think it was an Indian name, as in the country of India. Sananatha, something like that.
Shivanthi.
Yep.
Yes.
Sananantha?
Sathamandan.
Okay.
Sathanandan called to dismantle This was in September of 23.
Right, and then she got the crap beat out of her. We haven't heard a word since.
Yep.
So that answers Kenny's question. I guess if Robin Wansley, God forbid, I doubt if she has a car, so she wouldn't be carjacked, because cars are terrible examples of capitalistic privilege. She probably would. We probably wouldn't hear from her, because she's not going to come out and say she was wrong.
But much of what you said in the first segment, most of these people all have private security. Right?
I don't know that. Do you think Robin Wansley does? And if so, how's she paying for it?
Well, we are probably paying for it.
Yeah.
But, Kenny, I already know the answer to this question from you. But so much of this, I'm sorry. I love the city of Minneapolis and St. Paul. I love the Twin Cities. I've worked here for 20 plus years.
Cut to the chase.
If you allow this to happen, I have no sympathy for you.
It's kind of like building your beach house in the Carolinas 6 inches from the ocean. What do you expect's going to happen?
Exactly.
Well, what do you expect's going to happen if you keep voting in these Marxists and communists? Your life will change. Your life it won't change for the better. Your life's going to change. Everything about it will change, especially if it's just all of us as opposed to the people who are going to throw up a wall around Lake of the Isles.
And I'll say the same thing to the city of New York. I have no sympathy for you if you elect this nut job.
In New York, let's call it an experiment. If they elect Mamdani, let's just, for the sake of argument, let's call it an experiment. If it proves to be a ruinous experiment, it'll take a while, because that city's so big with so many people. It'll take a while before the losers are willing to admit they made a wrong bet. Now, what will it take for that couple you played to have their eyes opened? What will it take for them to realize, what was I thinking?
You're making the assumption their eyes will be opened. Do you think that will happen?
It depends how elite they are.
Well, they already want government-run grocery stores.
Well, but she's pretty detached from reality if she thinks potatoes are $5.
And
Right,
millionaires don't pay taxes.
Yeah. Lady, you wouldn't have a street sidewalk to stand on if the millionaires weren't paying taxes.
No.
It's just going to be fascinating to watch this.
Grab the popcorn and...
But in New York, it'll take a while. It will not take long here. If Fateh gets elected, it will not take long to see the results.
That's because we're already on the downward trajectory.
And we're small enough that we can't overcome it with numbers. There aren't enough people. So if it happens here, it's going to happen quickly and we'll notice it. If it happens in New York, it's going to take a while.
To tell me why, again, that I should give a rat's behind living out here about what happens to Minneapolis.
Because the whole economy of the state will suffer.
How am I going to suffer here?
Oh, I suppose you're going to suffer because agriculture will be affected.
How?
Well,
the only thing
food will cost more.
Well, while you're thinking about it, the only thing I see changing possibly is less people will be buying property. Less people from the Twin Cities will be buying property and then enjoying that property during the weekends.
Kenny?
Less snowmobile riders, fishermen, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah,
I can help you. Because the same thing that's happening in other parts of this country will happen to you and to me, the guys that don't live in Hennepin County and in Ramsey County, where the people that are seeing it affecting their bottom line are going to say, well, I got to get out of here.
Well, how did Detroit crashing affect the middle of Michigan or even the UP? How are the Catskills being affected by New York City?
What I'm saying is, let's take Arizona, for example. There was a mass influx of residents from California that moved to Arizona and still voted for the very thing that they were fleeing.
Yeah, and Austin, Texas, if you're going to go with that argument.
And that very thing will happen to now outstate Minnesota.
I'm hung up on snowmobiles because Kenny mentioned fewer people will be snowmobiling.
We'll leave the Twin Cities metro seeking trails and hotels.
Okay.
Yeah, bars. You're right, Joe.
Let me address snowmobiles. I think it's entirely plausible, with snowmobiles in particular, that there just won't be any snowmobiles to buy, because added on to this mess is what's coming with this Family Leave Act. And people who do things like make snowmobiles are going to be having to let a lot of their workforce take 5 months a year off with pay, and we're all going to have to pay for that. I can see the demand decreasing for snowmobiles. Yep. I can see them not becoming affordable. I can see them finally not being made because of the effects of these elections. So you better stock up on one hell of a lot of seafoam just to keep the ones you got running. Let me tell you, I know I see your hand. You're going crazy. We're talking about the government. The final nominees are in for the 2025 Golden Turkey Awards from the Center of the American Experiment. You've got, and the voting's taking place. You've got nominee number 1, Walsey, racking up that $430,000 legal bill just to prep for a congressional hearing. Never mind, he was in Congress for about 200 years. The Gold Line Bus Project, that was $500 million down the drain. The $1 million bathrooms out in Bloomington, that was COVID relief money down the drain. And then there's this crackpot legislator who he's the speaker now. Who is it? Help me. This guy from up that way wants surfing on the Rum River, which is really fun, huh? That's $6.2 million diverted from roads to make Anoka the next surfing hotspot in the country. Okay, go to the American Experiment. Help decide which project deserves the 2025 Golden Turkey Award. Visit AmericanExperiment.org and cast your vote.
He's got it.
I'm good.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Soucheray.
Man, that kid can play.
Wow. We got the best music in the podcasting world.
Not disputable.
I don't think it is.
No. You know what else is not disputable?
It's indisputable.
Indisputable? Not disputable?
I don't know.
Unspeakable?
He's pretty good. Let's leave it at that.
Hofferman Water and Connecticut are here to take care of all of your water needs. They have done that for me. They will do that for you. Here's the deal, though. You have to get on the schedule and have them come out for that free water analysis. And you can do that one of two ways. You can book your appointment online at HoffermanWater.com. And as long as you're on the website, you can see every single different water treatment system that they have to offer. Or you can call them directly at 612-895-2440. And when you get that appointment, they're going to come out and they're going to give you this thing that's called a water score. And then based upon that water score, they're going to give you recommendations on how they can upgrade the quality of your water. It's an amazing job. You know what? It's just so much more than just cool, clean water. It's going to protect your appliances. Your showers are better. Your laundry is better. Your cooking is better. Everything improves with Hofferman Water and Connecticut. So once again, 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
You want to know? On
account of you want to know why?
Because on account of you want to know why I wouldn't vote for Mamdani? He eats with his hands.
What do you mean?
Just what I said.
Like a burger?
There's a short video clip sparking online debate. He eats rice with his fingers.
No!
Oh, that's weird.
You spend your whole formative years of your kid, you tell the kid, hey, use a fork or a spoon. Quit eating with your hands. In the West, Mamdani, in Western culture, we don't eat with our hands. Kenny does, but other than that, we don't.
Well, especially rice. I worked for a former employer that in the break room, there were several different people that right out of they would not use utensils.
What, were they Americans?
They were not from this country.
I see, Matt.
Yes. And we had an ample supply of
plastic
plastic
If you don't like
utensils.
America, then you can get it.
I have to. No, he's from Uganda. He says, I have to eat with my hands.
Why is that?
Not anymore, bro.
He told Bon Appetit. That's a magazine, isn't it?
A very good magazine.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Uganda, we even eat salad with our hands. Well, you know what?
No.
You dip blank.
Yeah.
You're not in Uganda. After the video surfaced on social media, Representative Brandon Gill, a Republican for Texas, took to social media to criticize Mamdani, writing, civilized people in America don't eat like this. If you refuse to adapt to Western customs, go back to the third world. Whether it's in Mamdani's birthplace of Kampala, Uganda, or in his current home of New York, the way someone eats carries meaning and method. BEX Kitchen executive chef Becky Geisel said, when you're eating with your hands, it's about texture and sensory and temperature and quality, the New Jersey-based chef said. She said eating rice by hand is prevalent in certain African cultures. They do have an etiquette with using their hand, she said. You use your right hand to eat with, and then you use your left hand to pass the food with, and there's always a washing before and after.
Which one do you wipe with?
I ain't going through that BS. I'm using a spoon or a fork.
Yeah.
I'm not stopping to put my hand in a water bowl.
What about soup?
No. How do you do that?
You make a ladle.
You got to cup your hand.
Get a straw.
Yes.
Now, of course...
under fire.
You get your chopstick come into play in certain Japanese and Chinese cultures.
Yeah, that you're using utensils.
See, by doing that, they're slowing down the eating process, which digestively would be a good thing. So you're not just inhaling the food, she said. Well, I would think when you eat by hand, you're just shoveling that stuff into your pile.
You're going to town.
You're going to town, Matt.
Yeah.
Not even you would eat with your hands.
Not rice or something like salad.
I've been known to cut a slice of pizza up into small pieces and eat it with a fork.
So do I, because it's a lot neater.
I get roundly
that's messed
booed
up, guys.
in my home.
I disagree on that.
I've been asked to leave the house when I do that.
Okay, here's my confession.
Go ahead.
The CP makes drummies.
Yeah.
Dry rubbed.
Yeah, chicken drummies.
They're chicken legs. Mm-hmm. And they're just to die for.
Yeah, I bet.
What flavor? Is it like a barbecue?
No, I said dry.
I know, but like a
Master's maple.
Oh, there you go.
Stop distracting him from the story.
I use 2 forks.
No,
I can explain this.
Are they spoons?
I can explain it.
Why?
I stab.
You know what you are? Right here.
Right. I stab the chicken leg with 1 fork, and I use the other fork to disembowel it.
You should pick it up like a good Ugandan and eat with your hands.
I'm saving money in paper towels.
Okay.
Oh, my Lord.
So, those scissor-style tongs that you
Yes,
pick up
yes.
wieners off
We
the
got
grill
those.
with.
Yeah,
You always have to go.
I've tried eating with those.
Yes.
too.
I don't blame him.
Who do I work with? Are you people not
Monkeys that
men?
should be up the ladder.
Do you know where these hands have been? I mean, come on, man.
Well, we're getting to that in we're getting to that in Mom Donnie's story. There's a reason we don't eat with our hands, said Florida-based author Steve Santagati. I don't know who world traveler he is.
Oh, okay.
It's hygienic. It's a hygienic
in the
reason.
Bon Appetit column?
No, it's a different guy saying
the
this.
other another confession. On Sunday, the wife was in my truck following me out of the woods. I was on the tractor. I stopped the tractor, got off, picked up some coyote poop, set it off to the side so I could use it later, then got back on the tractor and kept going.
Stop the presses.
Yeah.
Use it later for what?
Hey, y'all. Here's Kenny with news from the Crab Coffee
And then
Shop.
And then yesterday I went up there and it took me a good 10 minutes to find it so I could once again pick it up with my hands and take it to where I wanted.
And then you went in and ate a bowl of rice.
Oh!
What do you use the coyote
it doesn't
poop for?
It doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that.
No, I do want to get into it.
It came in handy and it will be effective in the place I put it.
Does it ward off critters? Huh?
He wants to know if it's a deterrent or an
No,
attractant.
Kenny, you can't do this.
Isn't it enough that I said I picked it up with my bare?
There's a million people listening right now. We need to know what the coyote poop is
when
for.
I see interesting,
oh my God, he saves it for art.
We call it scat.
Yeah.
When I see interesting scat, I save it for later for other purposes.
All I can see is consumption.
I find this very frightening.
What are you?
Look up
folk.
why
Country
would
folk
people
know what
save
I'm up to.
coyote poop? Look that up. We're going to get to the bottom of this with or without them. I'd like to know.
Sorry, I brought it up.
I'm not, because I like to know how the country boy lives.
In any event, the rice eating with hands is merely
unsightly.
In Mom Donnie's case, he's playing politics by upholding his cultural tradition.
Well, it's unsightly to watch.
It's unhygienic.
Yeah, it is. Especially at a workplace.
If that's the culture he wants, then that's a culture he should have stuck with.
Did you have like a summer sausage sandwich after that, Ken? Or?
Oh, Lord, I can't even think about that.
I sent Jay Coles a picture of some bright green, neon green scat a couple of weeks ago, just to see if he knew what animal it came from.
Who dat?
I think it came from a skunk.
Oh.
You know, when Charlie Finley, when he owned the Oakland A's, he had a little campaign going that he wanted yellow baseballs. You know what Bob Euchre said?
What?
You ain't going to find that many diseased horses.
Wait.
I have to laugh. I can tell you more about eating with his hands, but I don't want to.
Huh.
Now, former New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, Kenny, was criticized for eating pizza with a fork.
Yeah.
I don't mind eating pizza with a fork.
You don't really need to eat with a fork. Pick it up and like a man.
Yeah. You know, when you go into a restaurant.
Oh, God.
What? No. What do you see on the table? You see utensils.
Cutlery. Yeah.
Not when I go into a pizza joint.
Well, but sometimes it can be a little deceiving. As in, if you go order for Mark and you want a fork.
2 fork and there's 2 spoon.
Order for Mark?
I would just say,
2 fork.
I'll take chopsticks, okay? 2 fork.
Okay.
Where are you on sporks? Do you like a nice spork, Joe?
What is a spork?
Combo.
It's the spoon fork combo.
No, I'm not. I don't.
You know, you probably use that for like a famous bowl from KFC. He's not even listening.
Now, the other thing
word
you're going to
any of us
get,
are saying.
if Fateh wins and these DSAers hold on, you'll get rent control.
Oh, yeah.
Rent control doesn't work. St. Paul tried it. It was a disaster. It's still a disaster in St. Paul.
We have early emails in from the GL Nation.
Oh.
Carrie emails to Joe, voting in Minneapolis today. This came in at about 11:45. Hi, Joe. My husband and I live in downtown Minneapolis, and our voting station is at the Guthrie Theater. As I went to scan in my voting ballot today, I was told by some guy with long orange fingernails that the scanner was on the fritz, and I could put my ballot in a slot, and they would count it later.
Oh.
I guess we'll see who wins. Sigh.
Not all Somalis appear in the news, but all Somalis who appear in the news are thieves.
I don't know why. I got a bad feeling about today. I really, really do.
I have a bad feeling about the contention that will result from this election.
Yep.
If Fry wins, he better win by 80% of the vote.
I don't know about
so
that.
you can shut this crybaby Fateh up, because there's going to be hell to pay if it's by 400 votes.
Oh, we won't see the end of this till the end of the year for sure.
No. Are you getting anywhere, Gabe?
You know, as much as I like you, Kenny, I think a lot of the reasons I've found are a little bit above his pay grade.
Yeah. I'm
like
leaning towards art. I'm leaning towards art.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Does he see art in this?
I can
I don't see any
identify.
art.
Okay.
I can identify muskrat, mink, raccoon, fox, coyote, wolf. I know the difference between wolf and dog, horse, cow, goat, sheep. I know all the
Male,
stats.
female.
Do you keep all of them, or is it specific that you keep coyote?
He's got a trophy case.
It's not that I keep it. I just use it in a different location.
So much like the famous soundbite in GL lore, when we had the I can name every kind of nut,
Yeah.
Kenny can name every kind of scat.
That's right.
Muskrat,
You got your muskrat, squirrel.
wolf, scat.
What are the tiny pellets? Are those deer or rabbit?
That's rabbit.
Bunny.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can eat
but
those.
deers are pellets.
You can eat those.
Depending on what
You
they
can't.
eat, Joe.
Bunny? Bunny poop?
No.
The guy in 6th grade at Environmental Learning Center did it.
Did he?
The guide. He said it's harmless.
Well,
we didn't try
he
it.
should be in an insane asylum.
Well, there's two different types of poop that a rabbit will give out.
Yep.
How do you
It all
know this?
depends on
Why
what
do
they've
you
been
know
eating.
this?
Much like humans, it just depends on their diet.
Right. Do you have White Castle or do you have an apple?
Wait a minute. Hold everything.
Okay.
Is this one of your pranks on me?
No, Camp Isabella, 6th grade Environmental Learning Centers. They went around to be in touch with nature, and this guy, the guide, took bunny poop, looked at it, it disintegrated, and he said, "You can eat this," and he ate bunny poop pellets. I never forgot that. I didn't. None of the kids did.
Each day we
he was
learn
just
more
trying
and
to
more,
say
don't
it's
we?
all natural, and bunnies only eat natural things, so naturally their waste is not.
Did anybody ask what it tasted like? I can tell you what it tasted
What does it
like.
taste like?
Chicken.
It tastes like shit.
Right, it tastes like crap. I don't remember the guy's name. That's it. That's all I know.
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Oh, why not?
In your long and storied broadcasting career, when did you ever think eating rabbit crap was ever going to come up on your program?
You know, in all honesty, never.
Ever?
It was never on the.
That's why you never
It
won.
was never on the radar
That's why you
screen.
never won an award.
Marconi said,
I got 6 or
Nope.
7
You talk
second.
about poop? Nope.
I'm a
You're out.
second place guy.
You ever talk about bunny poop? Never
no,
once.
no.
You're out of
Well,
here.
then
You
you're
don't-
done.
You're out of touch.
You're done. You're never going to win. So I can't help that.
Yeah. Well, what do you got there?
So Mom Donnie eats rice with his hands.
And Rookie's guidance counselor ate rabbit poop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this portion of John Haight's newscast would have been brought to you by North American Banking
Thanks,
Company.
Bilski.
Take a time out, will you?
Okay.
Yeah.
You got her?
Truth, justice, and the suture.
Let's let's talk about my friends at Awaken180weightloss.com. And you know what? Here's why this program is built for absolutely anyone, and a proven schedule that's going to be successful for you with a busy schedule and whatnot. Here's the deal. I had to take a little bit of a pause from the Awaken 180 weight loss program because I had some health-related things I had to take care of. And you know what? I got right back on the program, and my coach, Emma, who is absolutely amazing, by the way, was there for me. And in my first week, down 4 pounds. And you know what? I have to weigh in again tomorrow and then contact Emma again because she's my personal coach. And I can't wait to see what I weigh in at tomorrow morning as well. There's no meds. There's no working out. There's also no gimmick. You eat. You listen to your coach. You make some small adjustments. And most of the time, all you guys out there, you're going to lose between 4 to 5 pounds every single week. It's fantastic. And you know what? Your energy level is going to go up. I've already noticed a significant increase in my energy level. And you know what? I really want to make this work for you. So check them out online. It's Awaken180weightloss.com. That's the website. 180, by the way. Awaken180weightloss.com, or give them a call directly for that free consultation at 844-346-1800. This is the long-term solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com, or call them at 844-346-1800. And please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them right here on the Garage Logic podcast, Joe.
You got it.
Huh?
Yep. Here we go.
We're good.
Yes,
How
sir.
are ya?
Can we talk a little bit about the Family Leave Act?
Yes. It's a mess.
It's coming in 2 months. All right.
Basically, half the state's going to be off work for...
That's what my meeting is about at 2 o'clock
Well,
today.
let's look at this objectively and see if we think it's a good idea.
Okay.
All right. It could offer some new parents the unique opportunity to double dip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Currently, 24% of Minnesotans have access to paid family and medical leave. That must mean through their employer, right?
Sick time.
Sure.
And whatnot, yeah.
On January 1, a new Minnesota law mandates if you're well, where am I getting this? CBS News. On January 1, a new Minnesota law mandates that employers provide paid family leave to nearly every employee. So you'd go from 24% of Minnesotans to damn near 100%. This would include full-time, part-time, and seasonal workers. There will be 12 weeks of paid medical leave, 12 weeks of family leave to care for a family member who is ill, bonding with the new baby, or responding to a personal safety issue such as stalking or domestic violence. You can use both programs in 1 year, but the maximum overall leave you can get is 20 weeks per year.
Right.
But no, and I'm not bringing this up to cause her any grief or whatever, but a good example would be, who is the current DJ who was being stalked?
Mary Lucia.
Mary Lucia.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so that's a serious problem.
Yes.
And under this deal, I didn't know that. Now, she could have taken this, and NPR would have had to pay her.
Well, she has to apply. She has to be certified via a doctor or an official in order for the state to get it to approve it. And then the state has to pay her out of whatever week it is.
How come you know all about this?
Because I'm going through it here at work. It's going to be a horse shit show. And
You will not get your full pay on the state paid leave. According to a deed calculator, Department of Economic Development, a person earning $72,000 a year would get about 80% of their pay.
80%, yep.
And I don't know how they're arriving at these numbers. It just seems arbitrary to me.
well, they're going to take,
It's like $20 an hour minimum wage. Why isn't it 30?
at the beginning of the year, the state's going to take 0.44% out of everybody's check.
Including yours and mine.
Everybody's.
Yeah,
At the
including
beginning of the year,
Kenny's.
0.44%. It's going into A fund,
pot.
A fund at the state.
In addition to what they're already taking?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a new one.
This is new.
They're going to throw it into that pot. And when Joe says, ooh, I think I broke my elbow, and he wants to take 4 weeks off, he's got to apply for it and get approved by the state, and then the state will send him a check. Hubbard will not, because Hubbard's already sent the money to the state, and the state is already going to be behind. You're going to be 3 months behind.
Yes, you in the back.
You said 0.44%.
0.44% of your check.
Okay.
So that's...
Let's continue.
Okay.
One quirk of the program, according to the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce, is that parents of babies born this year will be able to effectively double dip and access both, both leave policies.
Yes.
Due to a quirk of the timing of the implementation of the new law, it would take the form of consecutive leaves, both from the company and from the state. In other words, if someone who had a baby earlier this year took leave under their company's insurer's policy, they would be able to access an additional leave through the state in 2026, provided it's taken prior to that child turning 1 year old. Holy mackerel. So let's say you had a baby in June of this year.
Okay.
I don't know what is the policy of the company we work for. If you had a baby, can you get time off from this company?
Well, when Leland was born, I got a week off paid, basically. But I don't. For females, I think it's 90 days, isn't it?
I don't know. When I had my 4 children, I was told by the man sitting to my left, "We'll see you at work tomorrow. That's your paid leave."
Well, yeah,
enjoy the rest of the day.
I'm giving you shit.
I don't care if you had a kid. You better get your ass to work.
That's what the speech was.
I don't approve when Major League Baseball players miss a game because the wife's pregnant. Who cares?
Right.
Anyway, back to this.
Those are always motivating calls, aren't they?
They are.
I don't give a damn if your lung is bleeding outside of your
See you
chest.
tomorrow.
Get your ass back in here.
So the double dipping would be a woman could take advantage of her company's policy in 2025.
Because that's the year of the baby, yes.
Go back to work in, October, November, December, and then say to the company, oh, by the way, on January 10th of 2026, she could say, oh, now I'm going to take advantage of the state's new leave law, and I'll be gone for another 20 weeks.
Yes. And then, again, somebody at that place of employment needs to keep track of that because the state won't. It's up to the employer to say, you were off for 2 weeks, you only get 18 left. And that guy is me.
Matt, I'm seeing that it's paid for with 0.88% payroll tax. You said 4.4.
I was told 0.44.
It's already doubled.
Yeah.
It's already doubled.
I'll find out today. That's what my meeting is about. So
the program is paid for with a 0.88% payroll tax that will be split between the employer and the employee. The program will be run much like the state unemployment office and will be administered by the State Department of Employment and Economic Development. Okay. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce is holding seminars and working with Minnesota employers to get them ready. There are degrees of readiness. Part of the change right now is to increase education and awareness. According to the state, more than 132,000 applications for leave are expected to be filed in 2026.
Is anybody going to be working?
I don't understand that how that could possibly be applied to seasonal employees.
Yeah, this is not just full-time employees.
Seasonal is the key word there. You're already only working in a season.
If you're working for Delta and you're a seasonal employee.
There's no such thing as a seasonal employee in the airlines, is there?
Yeah, Delta has them. They'll come out for the busy season and then they're done for the year.
But do they even get health care, Matt? I don't think they do, right? Part-timers don't get health care.
But it's not about getting health care. This is about the leave.
Yeah, I know.
So you're just...
So it just amuses me that you can't get health care, but you can get this leave.
Well... Yeah, it's I don't know who started this or who was responsible for it, but
the Democrats.
Well, yeah, it's a
DFL deal. I mean,
obviously,
I'm sure we featured the authors of this legislation at the time.
Well, the nice thing
it's just finally coming true now.
The nice thing to know about all of this, though, is I know there won't be one single element of fraud involved.
Yeah, everybody's going to be honest.
No, I mean, it's going to be all on the up
No,
and
and
up.
I think it'll work very smoothly.
Absolutely.
And you can use your time off to get more acclimated to the city-run grocery store.
Absolutely. We got to find your way. Got to see where's the
check it
produce.
out. Yeah.
Where's the meat?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We out of meat.
What the hell happened to this state?
What happened to this country?
My God.
This used to be one hell of a country. This used to be one hell of a state.
It did.
Gee whiz. What a darn thing here. Well, timely as always, there's always South Dakota and Sioux Falls.
They might be getting a call tomorrow.
Well, in addition to having a business-friendly tax environment in South Dakota with no personal or corporate state income taxes, Sioux Falls is growing, has a large, well-educated workforce.
You know what? No joke. It would be interesting to see if Fateh gets elected, what that does to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
I believe they will remain a client to handle the overflow.
Wow.
Sioux Falls is growing. I told you that. Contact the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. They're going to connect you with the right resources to make you and to make it easier for you to decide you want to start a new business, expand your current business, move your current business. You might want to look at Sioux Falls, the best small city for business and careers, according to Forbes magazine. As I said, Sioux Falls has low business costs and a high quality of life. No state, corporate, or personal income tax, no inheritance tax, and no limits to what your business can achieve. SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
The tax.
What?
You cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
Let's talk about our friends at We Are Nuts and WeAreNutsMN.com. If you're in charge of corporate holiday gifting this time of the year, then listen up. Don't be the person that hands out lame and boring gifts. No. How about you offer them toffee peanuts? Fresh, festive, and also unforgettable. Their corporate gift tins is what I'm talking about. Whether you're thanking clients, rewarding employees, or just spreading holiday cheer, they've got you covered. We Are Nuts is locally roasted, family owned, and also dangerously good. Here's how easy it's going to be for you.
How easy is it?
You just go to WeAreNutsMN.com and you download the corporate gifting catalog. It's right there on the homepage. You pick your tins, like I mentioned, the toffee peanuts, the cashews, mixed nuts, chocolate almonds, even the hokey pokey popcorn, and the famous four. You send them your gift list, and they're going to pack, personalize, and then ship each tin, even with custom enclosure cards featuring your company's logo and also your message. There's no endless forms, Joe. There's no box taping marathons. You just call, email, or visit the site, and they are going to handle all of the rest of it. But here's the deal. If you want those orders sent out by Christmas, you've got to get that order placed by November 14th. So visit their website, wearenutsmn.com, or call them directly at 612-781-6596. And please do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast.
Somebody sent me this off Facebook. It's only because...
Yes, sir.
They come to us all the way from, where are the traveling Lymans?
I thought we're at sea.
Well, they're cruising south on the Atlantic Ocean in international water off the west coast of Liberia, Africa. But before I get to...
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, before I get to the traveling Lymans, I was sent by an emailer of this day in history. 46 years ago tonight, that would be 1979, for the first time in NHL history, a lineup of all Minnesota-born players started an NHL game. Gary Sargent, Tommy Youngins, Mike Polich, Pete Lepresti, Jack Carlson, Gary Sargent, and Billy Butters. Isn't that something?
For which team?
North Stars.
Oh,
yeah.
Very cool.
It was either 46 years ago tonight or was April 3rd. I don't know which one.
Okay.
Only because, the Traveling Lineman's worldwidewaftage.com. It was on this day.
Joe, today is November 4th.
1850. Fort Gaines was renamed Fort Ripley in honor of Eleazar Ripley, a general in the War of 1812. The fort was abandoned in 1878, but the National Guard's Camp Ripley preserves the name. On this day,
November 4th.
In 1864, the steamboat John Rumsey exploded near the lower levee in St. Paul, killing 7 of the crew. Oof. Explosions, usually caused by excessive steam pressure, were a common occurrence on Mississippi riverboats.
Did the levee break?
Yes. Boy, I know a good friend. I have a friend named Tim Rumsey, a very well-known doctor in St. Paul. I wonder if he's related to that guy, John Rumsey.
Definitely is.
Yeah. On this day,
November 4th,
in 1894, President Bill Clinton visited Duluth to stump for DFLers.
Who else did he stump when he was up there? Hi, Joe.
On this day.
That would have been a perfect time for one of Matthew McCullough's outdated.
His mind is elsewhere. On this day.
Joe, today is November 4th.
In 1997, through a ballot initiative led by Progressive Minnesota, voters limited the amount of money city officials could spend on professional sports facilities. The spending cap defeated a proposal for a new taxpayer-funded stadium for the Twins. But they came around eventually, didn't they?
Yeah.
On this day in sports disappointment history.
Who'd we lose to on November 4th, Joe?
In 2019, the Timberwolves game was delayed by the rim being 1 degree off. That's all it says here.
Huh.
So somebody noticed the rim was uneven.
Like the Earth.
Like the Earth. The rim was uneven, so they had to stop it and fix everything. Great. Thank you, GL.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? Did that fire? Okay. The thing is going, but the music's not playing.
Well, that shouldn't be happening.
I know, Joe. And that's the beauty of doing the Garage Logic podcast, where each and every day...
Whoops.
You can watch the show live. Sometimes
what happened
you see
here?
a blank screen on the Garage Logic podcast. But either way, hit subscribe on the GL YouTube channel, because on that YouTube channel, like I said, you can watch the show each and every single day, and you can see full segments, video shorts, and even behind-the-scenes footage. And also follow us along on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com. It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, I know you are about as big a baseball fan as I am. What a fantastic World Series. But boy, oh boy, the betting stocks, they did not flourish as a result of that World Series, did they?
They did not flourish, but they unbelievable series, a lot of twists and turns, very good pitching from the Dodgers starting staff, matched pretty closely by the Blue Jays, phenomenal defensive plays, and some interesting hitting. One of the best series that I have seen, but we'll say the sports book did not do as well. And I think that the sports books whether it be BetMGM, Wynn, or ESPN Bet that's owned by Penn Gaming, or Caesars Sportsbook, or the two largest, we'll say, online sports betting platforms, FanDuel, owned by Flutter, and DraftKings, probably having some issues. Both FanDuel, owned by Flutter, and DraftKings report their earnings later this week, and both stocks, Flutter and DraftKings, have really, I'll say, been under the weather recently, trading down from recent highs to current 52-week lows on concerns about how the sports betting markets have been recently, and probably some of the extra volatility, concerns about increases in state taxes, which knocked them off their perch, say maybe about 6 weeks ago, as Illinois wanted to increase the cost for bettors on online services like FanDuel and DraftKings. And then you have, we'll say, the concerns going forward about how many more states are going to approve gambling, and the additional competition coming from the predictions market. Now, not just a week ago, DraftKings bought a predictions market company, both as an offensive and a defensive move. And we'll probably find a little bit more about that when the earnings come out, as I said, later this week, and some questions come out about it on the conference call. DraftKings, which I do own, is a very, as is Flutter, more on the speculative side, but it is, trading at a low, and should earnings and/or guidance be even semi-positive, this could push the stock back up a little bit. But analysts currently are not positive on the entire gaming space, particularly as the Las Vegas companies have not produced stellar results and continue to spend a lot of money and not really see much in the way of returns. The only, we'll say, casino companies that have done well recently has been Las Vegas Sands, which generates most of its money from Macau and Singapore, and Wynn Resorts, which probably generates close to half of its money overseas. Very, very tough industry right now, and especially with the rise of the predictions market, which are not regulated in the same way that the betting markets are. And the predictions markets have been, we'll say, dominated by the likes of Robinhood and interactive brokers, among others. Meantime, earnings continue to come at a pretty good clip. And one of my, I have to say it's up there in the favorites category, Palantir, stock that I and my clients have traded since the low 20s. And I do say traded. This stock is exceedingly volatile, very expensive on both a price to sales and price to earnings basis. I mean, it is the most expensive stock in the S&P. Valuation is absurd right now. Analysts, with, we'll say, two exceptions, are more bearish on this company based on the valuation, not on the fundamentals on this company, but it is probably one of the few that is actually putting AI to work in not only in the battlefield, but in commercial uses. Revenues for this company continue to grow. Earnings per share continue to grow at a very high rate. And it is probably one of the more interesting companies in the AI space. But again, very, very volatile. We'll say not for the faint of heart. If somebody were to say, Josh, going forward over the next year, would you rather be invested in cryptocurrency or hard assets or a company like Palantir? Well, I'll go with Palantir any day.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, once again, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Chris.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
I'm Mike King from the podcast Profiling Evil, a place where true crime meets behavioral science. I spent my career investigating serial predators and studying the psychology behind them. Here, we don't just talk about what criminals did, we explore why they do what they do. We expose manipulation and control, look at how offenders select their victims, and uncover the ways that they try to avoid detection. You can find Profiling Evil on your favorite podcast platform.